Whoa. Oh, hey. Yeah, it's gonna be another one of those kind of videos. Gonna be making some money. But this time, it's not gonna be a piece of cake like last time. This time, it's gonna be nothing but hard dedication to your craft and your artisanship. And, maybe, maybe working at Costco for a little while, I don't know. But yeah, if you like this kind of content, maybe like or subscribe. You know, just to support the channel, because I do spend a little bit of time making these videos. Yeah, let's get right into it. So we're gonna start the video off by talking about the method about being, you know, the best blacksmith in the world. And by that I mean we're gonna be making stuff by buying the materials from the bazaar and then, you know, selling it on the auction house for the price that it actually goes for. And there's two ways that you can do this. The first one is really bad, and I did it. And I mean the profit is minimal. It's pretty awful, because basically what you do is you take the materials for the aspect of the end, which goes for about 155,000, 160,000 on the auction house. And the cost of materials, if you buy them straight up, just as the Eyes of Ender, or the Enchanted Eyes of Ender, it's about 14 or 141,000 if you also add the Enchanted Diamond. And that is a really bad amount of profit. That's less than, or just about 20k to 15k of profit for a 150k item. I mean, it's about 10% maybe-ish, but that's pretty bad overall. However, if you do the second method, which is a little bit more time consuming, but I'll show later on in the video that you can do it pretty quickly, and it gives you much more money. Like, you make just about 30,000 coins of profit every time, and that's you know, if you sell for 150,000. If you sell for 155,000, 160,000, it's about 40k profit, but it's really fast, really efficient. And at the end of the day, you are dealing weapons. You are becoming an arms dealer, and that has a lot more street cred than you might think. So, one of those things where you're not only building your real life Skyblock Hypixel credit, but you're building your street cred as well, and that's really important for you know, starting a gang. So yeah, the positives for selling aspect of the ends from, you know, bazaar materials is that it's quick and pretty much instant profit, because these things are bought insanely fast. Everybody needs an aspect of the end to transport around. New players buy them all the time because they're decent early game, mid game swords, and they have the teleportability, which is really good for things like the Gustav race in the park, end race, and it's really just a really nice sword to have. So they sell ridiculously quick, and you can pretty much make instant profit guaranteed. Alright, and here's the clip of me speed running the aspect of the end creation here from the materials from the bazaar. And that's, you know, creating all the Eyes of Ender, Enchanted Eyes of Ender with Blaze Powder and Enchanted Ender Pearls, because the Enchanted Ender Pearls are dirt cheap. And the Blaze Powder is also kind of dirt cheap in consideration to how much, you know, it costs to make the materials, and then, you know, what the actual sword sells for. So it's one of those things where if you buy them yourself and you make them, it's cheaper in a lot of ways, about 20k cheaper. And then, you know, it only takes, if you watch the whole clip here, it's about 2 minutes to create the sword. And that's 2 minutes and 20 seconds to create and auction off the sword. So for every 2 minutes 20 seconds, you're making roughly 30 to 40k profit, depending on what you do. That's 2 minutes, we'll just round it to 2 minutes, call it times, you know, times 30 for an hour. And I mean, you're making, you know, roughly 1.9 to 900k per hour, depending on the price that you set the sword at. And I mean, that's a lot of money. 1.2 mil to 900k. That's about the cake size or cake amount of method in the Enchanted Cakes video. And I mean, it's a little bit less involved. You don't have to have any cow minions or anything like that. You do have to get to Enderman 7, which is a bit of a hassle. So you are going to need to get your combat high enough to get to the end and farm Ender Pearls, so you have enough Ender Pearl collection. But beside that, it is not that hard. It's really fast, and if you are a VIP plus or a VIP and you have the auto crafting system, it'll be even faster, and it'll just be a ridiculous amount of speed. You'll probably be able to double your profits even, as long as you have all the materials there. I do recommend using greater backpacks, or, you know, whatever you have. I just use medium bags because they're cheap, and I can actually craft them. I don't have the high enough collection for the larger greater. But yeah, it's a pretty good, pretty sizable amount. But anyway, our next method is even cheaper, even quicker to start up, and it's insane amounts of profit. Alright, so the next method for the Blacksmith arms dealer, artisan of many crafts, way of making money here, is through Guardian chest plates, because the collection that you need for them is extremely cheap. It's like 400 prismarine crystals, which you can fish up in about 2 hours, right from the beginning of the game, actually, because you can get the prismarine rod from the fisher, which makes it insanely fast to start up. And after you fish up the crystals and you can access the bazaar, the materials for this item cost like 1,000 to 2,000 coins. But if you sell these on the auction house, I mean, people will pay anywhere from 15 to 25,000 for these things per one. And that's the thing, is if you just buy them in bulk, buy the materials in bulk, I don't know, in this method here I bought enough to make 10 chest plates, which it sounds like a lot because it's 4 stacks of each thing, so that's like 1,200 materials in total. But it's about 14,000 for all the materials. I'm selling them at 25,000 coins per chest plate. And they don't sell fast. They're very slow selling, but they're extremely cheap to make. You put them up in the auction house for about 12 hours, and you'll probably sell most of them by the end of it. And the profit that you make is insane, because if you're thinking about it in terms of how much the initial cost is for the materials, 2,000 coins is not a lot. 2,000 coins for the profit of 23,000 coins, or even 13,000 coins, that's like a 500, almost 600% profit minimum. 600% profit minimum, and how fast they are to craft and how fast they are to buy the materials for, you could probably make 1 million, 2 million. I don't know, it's just an insane amount of coins that you'd make per hour doing this. The only problem is, you can't saturate the market too much because they are cheap to make and people will realize that really fast. So this method might be a little bit less consistent than the aspect at the end of the cake method, but it's pretty solid, and people do buy them because they are used in the Monster Hunter armor set. So people who are looking to create that whole set without having to, make their own or get the Prismarine collection might just buy one right from the auction house for whatever the set price is lowest. So it's pretty fast, pretty good, and it's a cheap way to make money. So yeah, here are going to be some other ways you can make money. If you're going with the armoring thing and all that for the Monster Hunter set, you could sell the Creeper pants, Skeleton's helmet, and the Spider's boots. It's the full set of stuff, and the material cost from the bazaar is less than you can sell them for on the auction house, so you will be bringing in a pretty good profit. Creeper pants especially is about 100k profit if you can make it. So you should invest in those if you can get your collections high enough. Alright, and finally, at the end of the video here, I'm going to be talking about different ways that you can find out how to make your own money-making methods. And a lot of these that I'm having here are just simple things like buying items on the bazaar and then using them to craft other things that you can sell back to the bazaar. Like the Eyes of Enders that we were using to make the Aspect of the End. They actually sell for more if you buy the material cost in Blaze Powder and in Enchanted Ender Pearls, because they are ridiculously cheap. And you can sell them back, and I mean, I spent about, 10,000 coins, and I made about 7,000 coins profit from, which is 70% profit. That's not bad. There's a crafting time, but it's also not awful. 70% profit. Probably do it over the course of about 2 or 3 minutes. Make enough to make that much profit. So it's a pretty solid amount of coins. Pretty solid method of money. Alright, so here's just another example really quickly. Basically, if you look at some of the prices for the things that are material cost for something as simple as like spike bait, which can be sold on the bazaar, you'll see that the cost for the pufferfish and the fish is less than the cost for one spike bait. So you can actually just, buy a bunch of pufferfish, buy a bunch of normal fish, put them together, make the spiked bait, and then you can sell it back for more money. Made about 20k, and I mean, the thing is, you do have to have some collections unlocked, so you will have to do that, fish around for a bit, but it's not really too hard. Cheap ways to make money. You can do it with pretty much just about every collection has something that you can make like this. And I mean, you can always just check the price for enchanted versus regular things and see if that 160 of them is less cost than one enchanted one, the exception of, rabbit hide and normal leather. But yeah, if they're cheaper, you can enchant them real quick, craft them together, and then sell them back on the or the bazaar, and that'll make you some decent money. I also decided to do this with wheat and hay bales because I noticed that hay bales are more expensive than the material cost for 9 wheat. But yeah, you could pretty much do this with anything as long as you're smart and crafty about what you're crafting together. So yeah. Anyway, if you liked the video, like, subscribe. But I think that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys later.